tonight's episode, Loved and Lost.
Hello, um, welcome back. There's a couple of things I want to talk about today. I'm gonna, again, just kind of talk about my day, but also I got a couple of questions from the viewers of the first video blog. I'll try to deal with those. And, and I have sort of a question for you guys. So, and that gets to the title that the big scary voice and the Law and Order style titles referred to. Anyway, first off, before I get started with that, I really just want to thank everybody that watched stuff yesterday. It's really nice. The comments were good. It's a nice little welcome to the community. It's a little bit weird to start something like that out of nothing. So it was nice to feel welcomed. As for the questions, I guess I had a couple people ask if I was comfortable getting into a little bit more detail about what the situation has been. I mentioned that there is some bad stuff. I'm not going to go into the family stuff right now because stuff there's things there. I said stuff like 5 times in a sentence. Not going to get into that. The girl situation is this. I was working in a... start farther back. I have been dating this girl for about a year. Just, same old story. Nothing all that unusual. We worked together, met at work. Blah leads to blah. But, everything was just so fucking good. It's oddly good. Hard to even describe. Just from the beginning, we clicked in a way that I guess I haven't really experienced before. And it was unusual. I think I never really got an appreciation for what people were talking about when they talked about head over heels, when they talked about just falling like a ton of fucking bricks. And it happens. And I did, and then I went away for... basically had to go away for a couple months. I work in the summer in northern Alaska, as I mentioned yesterday. And the whole time I was gone, everything was great. We talked all the time, and we're making plans. We got an apartment together, which, looking back, probably should have waited till I got back, but there was this just universal trust. Everything was cool. Everything was fine. And there was an assumption that if everything wasn't fine, it would get talked about, it would come up. And it's not so much what happened. I got back in September from the summer away, and girl picks me up at the airport. Everything's great. We have a good day. We go back. I see the apartment. I don't know why the fuck she let me see the apartment, but anyway, this entire time apparently she was already convinced that she was going to break up with me the next day, which she did. And we haven't really spoken very much since, which has been her choice, and I've done my best to respect that. I've asked her a number of times what exactly went wrong, what she wanted that she wasn't. I don't know. But she's been not wanting to talk about it. So again, I tried a couple of times, and now I'm not gonna be the guy showing up in the middle of the night at her apartment sort of thing. I'm just, if she doesn't want to talk to me, I'm not gonna press it. But it's been the transition from happiest relationship imaginable to nothing has been admittedly a rough one. And I'm sort of just getting on my feet now. It's been about a month, and I went to some, because of some of the other stuff that's also going on, I went to sort of a dark place for a while, and I'm sort of working now and getting myself a little bit better. But that's as much backstory as I'm going to do today. The question for you guys, and the reason for the title of this blog is the quote that's been stuck in my head for the last couple of weeks is that very famous Tennyson quote: "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all." And it's a beautiful classic line of poetry. The rhythm is beautiful, and what's even better, it's part of an extremely short poem, which I appreciate. The problem is I'm not sure it's true, and I've gone back and forth a lot about whether I think it's true, and I'd like to kind of hear your thoughts on it, on what you think is better. So, because granted, I mean, you've got three options, sort of. You've got the loved and lost, which I gotta tell you is often pretty bad. You've got the loved and not lost, which is kind of the ideal. It's kind of what you're trying for. And then you've got the never loved at all, which, I don't know, doesn't always sound terrible, but is. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on the quote, on what you think, whether you think that's really true, and just sort of expand on that. Anyway, this is getting to be kind of long. It's over 7 minutes already, so I'm gonna go, but I hope that clears some things up, and I hope to hear from you guys. Everybody have a good night. Goodbye.